everybody, I hope you're all doing good. I'm so delighted that yesterday I hit 250 subscribers, and I'd like to thank each and every one of my subscribers, old and new, for your support. It means so much to me. And here's to the next 50. I don't like to think of my channel as being a place for egos. I like to pay it forward. So I'm paying it forward with a few mentions. I'm still focusing on the smaller channels like mine. We all need to help each other in the world and support each other in whatever way we can. As I said, I'm not really into ego, into gathering loads and loads of subs and not taking an interest in whatever anybody else is doing. Anyway, without further ado, my first shout out goes to Travel with Taz. Now, Taz hit 1,000 subs a few weeks ago, and I'm really pleased for her. She has a fab channel. It's an out and about channel, so she'll do hotel reviews and visit different places. Some of them are shorts, some of her vlogs are live, and she goes to lots of different types of places. Her content is really interesting. It's mostly travelling around the UK. She's been in Blackpool recently, and she's a friend of Jamie at Jamie's Rock and Soul, and they went to Madame Tussauds together recently, and there was a good video out on that. She's also done a video looking at where Amy Winehouse used to live on Camden Square, and she's done a video of Whitby, looking at the Abbey and the church and the graveyard, and she does various hotel room reviews as well, and shows us round where she's staying. So there's quite a wide range of content. That's just a few examples. She gets all over the place, and it's really nice to see a little bit of where she's gone to and know a little bit about it. So do take a look if you're interested in seeing more on the UK, whether you're in the UK or if you live elsewhere. The next shout out I'm going to give is to Lee's Barnsley Life. Lee Maitland, who is also a friend of Jamie's Rock and Soul and Taz. Well, we're all friends. Again, he's got a really interesting channel. Again, he likes to get out and about. Really good content, really enjoyable, really nice guy. He often goes to Blackpool, and he and Jamie get out and about in Blackpool. Hey Jamie, why have you still not got 100,000 subs yet, bro? Let me know. I'm sorry if you can hear noise in the background. That's the two younger cats. They're having a silly half hour. Anyway, do take a look at Lee's channel, and again, please give him a subscribe if you like what he does. The next shout out I am going to give is at Nikita Kashi 2023. She does food, culture, entertainment, shopping, quite a wide range of content. Again, enjoyable. The next shout out I would like to give is to @Cooksey Farms. This is one of my American subscribers, and I subscribe to her channel, and her channel is a California backyard hobby farm with gardening tips and real life and garden successes and failures. Really nice content. Another American sub is the lovely, gorgeous Krista at Almost a Green Acre. Fabulous lady. She's into gardening, self-sufficiency, homesteading, product reviews. She does vlogs called Ask Krista, where you can put your question to her and she might have a few suggestions. In fact, my other channel I have renamed recently. I'd been thinking about doing it for a while, but it was actually from watching Krista's vlog last week on the algorithm that convinced me that I should change my channel name. So I changed it from Cat Evans Artist to Cat Evans Life, because I've evolved since I started that channel, and I don't just do art and music anymore. I do a much wider range of content, and I think it's more in keeping now with what I do. And Krista also touches on living with disabilities and DIY projects and cooking as well, and a really interesting and informative channel, great content, lovely lady, and she will support you as well. And that's what we need in this world, to be supporting each other. Krista watches all my content and regularly comments on it, and this is what it's all about: dialogue and being part of a community, not just going to YouTube and watching a few things like an automaton and not interacting. Part of the joy of doing YouTube is that you meet other content creators who are community based like yourself and are interested in interacting, and gradually friendships form and evolve. It's just fab. I will also give a shout out again over the pond to @Mr. Dirty New Yorker. And he's got sport on his channel, various types of American sport. I'm not a huge sporting person, but I will watch sport from time to time, and sometimes it can be quite exhilarating. If I get into watching something, it's totally engaging. So I will catch up with your stuff, and thanks for your support as well. I really appreciate it. My final shout out this time is to @Purple Phoenix. Now, she's over in Spain. Hola amiga! And her channel is all about fantasy, art and animation. Do go and check it out. It's beautiful. And there's like twinkly effects and stars, and oh, it's lovely. Now people say, oh, fantasy art, that's done on a computer, blah blah blah, but what you don't realise is that it takes a lot of work to even create one fantasy picture, say, of a fairy or a witch or a wizard or a unicorn or a cat or a dog. It's not a 5-minute job. There's a lot of work involved in creating digital art, and people might not necessarily realise that. So these videos probably take quite a long time to put out, and a lot of love and care and attention goes into producing them. So do go and have a look and check them out. I was watching one of them earlier today. It was really delightful. In fact, I watched it a couple of times. So do check that out. And lastly, I'm going to put up here a few people who have subbed to me, but their channels have no content. Now, I've had a look at the channels and they seem to have had them for quite a long time. Maybe they intended to put out content but haven't had an opportunity to. Time's always a factor. Or maybe that's just how they set up their YouTube profile. Maybe in the future some of them will put out content, and then at that point I will share that news and encourage you to subscribe if you haven't done so already or don't wish to do so now, and show them some love. Because we were all there at one time. We all went onto YouTube and had no subscribers, maybe our first video, and it might have taken us a while to even get a few subscribers. I've been doing YouTube, probably you might not know, for years, but work got in the way. I used to have an extremely busy job. I used to work 72 hours a week, and my content was very spasmodic. I very rarely put content out. I only put content out occasionally, not very often at all. And then my computer, I had an Apple at the time, which my dad had bought me as a reconditioned one. It failed, and I lost my YouTube channel and everything, all my passwords, everything. And then I didn't do YouTube for a while. And then I came back a number of years ago when I was still living in West London, but didn't necessarily put content up on a regular basis. I've really only focused more on YouTube the last several months, probably shortly before I went to Blackpool with Dan in July, and spurred on by more subscribers, I started making a real effort to put regular content up 2 or 3 times a week. And so far I've managed to stick to it, although by my bootstraps. So thanks to each and every one of you, and when I get to 300 subs I will put out a few more. I have, it must say, a huge number of subscribers who themselves have small channels, so this is taking me a while to do. If you haven't been mentioned this time, please sit tight. You will get a mention sooner or later. In fact, of course, this time I've given a shout out to several channels and a mention to several more. This is in an effort to try and catch up a bit with shout outs, so I don't get further and further behind, because of course as you pick up subscribers you go and have a look and find out that some of them might be small subscribers and they get added to the list. I'm trying to catch up with that. I'm sorry if I'm rambling on a bit, I don't mean to. I've had another very long day, I'm really tired, but at the same time I am making some money at the moment, with my Manx, so I can't really grumble. It's always the same at this time of the year. It's a bit hectic, except this year I'm doing better than last year. However, paradoxically, I haven't done as well this year with my WordPress blog site at all. I've only published a handful of blogs this year. I have a number waiting in the wings. It's something I think I will have more success at over the festive period and shortly after. As long as I have a bit of downtime over Christmas, I should manage to catch up with things a little bit. I'm going to try and link YouTube with the WordPress a bit more as well. Apart from that, let's have a word or two about content. I've got a few videos that I just need to edit. I have ideas for filming more content this week or next week in the run up to Christmas. And in the new year, I'm going to be doing a food challenge on a tight budget, which is going to last about 7 days. I'm not going to say much more about that now. I have 2 or 3 Christmas videos I want to put out. I've planned the content and just need to film it, so I will be doing that in the next week or 2, all being well. If it doesn't all transpire before Christmas, I will try and do it before New Year. One of them is flavoured butters. I've been asked by a couple of people to do a little vlog on flavoured butters, so I will be doing that. And I also have a little baking recipe, which is an idea of mine. I don't know whether this particular item has been done before. Again, I know I'm being a bit coy about it, but intellectual property and all that, you know. And then maybe next year I will do a few more lives. I did a live a couple of months ago, then nobody watched it. It was more of a test really to see whether it worked. And I might do a question and answer session. So I will say, if anybody has any questions for me, then let me know, and I will start to gather them over the next couple of months or so, and then I'll do a question and answer session, either as a live or maybe pre-recorded. I often pre-record stuff. It takes me a while to edit because another little known fact is I have a stammer. Over the years, I've managed to find ways of managing it better, hence I tend to pause quite often in the middle of a sentence. Sometimes, in fact quite often, I have a false start and have to reshoot a little bit of dialogue because I've had brain freeze or can't get the word out. Obviously, I can't really do much about a stammer, but it has improved. Also, at one point, until I was in my 30s, I couldn't say my R's properly, which I've managed to master over the years. All we can do is focus on self-improvement and keep finding ways of improving one's flow of content and of words. But for now, I am going to go and feed the cats They're hovering for their dinner, and I don't know why, but Miss Robin seems to have taken a liking to my toasted breadcrumbs. I'm just finishing a piece of toast and Marmite. I was a bit peckish this afternoon, but I had a Gregson's pie this morning and didn't want anything else sweet for now, at least. I don't know about later, but I just fancied something savoury to nibble on, and she's taken a liking to my wholemeal breadcrumbs. She's a sweet little thing. Anyway, I'm going to go now, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks again, everybody, for your support. It really does mean so much to me. Bye for now.